Elon Musk versus the SEC is going to the next level. Since 2018, the United States Security and Exchange Commission's searchlight has been focused on Elon Musk, the world's richest person and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX. And very recently, things have escalated even more. Let's look into it in detail. As you may know, the Commission is responsible for investigating companies, brokerage firms, and individuals for various statutory and regulatory infractions. These investigations may result in the SEC taking civil or administrative enforcement action, or even referring the matter to the Department of Justice. The conflict between the two sides began with Musk's now infamous August 7, 2018 tweet. He stated that he had financing secured for a private buyout of Tesla at $420 per share. The SEC filed a complaint alleging Musk committed securities fraud. The relationship spiraled out of control with allegation upon allegation ever since. We will discuss all of this in greater detail later in the video. But that was just the beginning. Later, they found even more reasons to go after Elon Musk. On Monday, April 4th, 2022, the world's wealthiest person announced that he had purchased a 9.2% interest in Twitter. If you're wondering what that refers to in actual dollars, here you have it. Musk just bought a $3 billion stake in Twitter, pushing the social media company's stock up more than 28% in afternoon trading. Today, the stock went up even more. Musk's registration dates to March 14th, when he began amassing common shares. According to the financial reports, the stake is passive. The Securities and Exchange Commission requires that anyone who acquires more than 5% of a company's common stock disclose their holdings within 10 calendar days. Musk signed his filing on the 14th of March, 21 days later. Obviously, he missed the deadline for 11 days. Another part of the story is that Musk issued a poll on Twitter on the 25th of March, the day after the 10-day deadline expired, with the following preamble. Free speech is essential to a functioning democracy, it says. Do you believe Twitter strictly adheres to this principle? More than 2 million users voted no to that question. Musk, who describes himself as a free speech absolutist, was back on Twitter the next day. Given that the Twitter platform serves as the de facto public town square, failure to concede with the free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done? He didn't bother with a poll this time, and instead of asking, is a new platform needed, Musk had already bought a sizable investment in Twitter at this point and was legally required to disclose it. Historically, SEC disclosure penalties have been minor, frequently about $100,000. According to Forbes, Musk's net worth is approximately $300 billion. A $100,000 fine is equivalent to 0.00003% of his net worth. The typical household assets in the United States are roughly $122,000. A fine of around 3 cents would be the equivalent to the average American household. This shows how insanely rich Tesla's CEO is. Musk's motivations for amassing such a significant stake are unknown. Late in January, conservative pundit Dinesh D'Souza, who was convicted of campaign finance fraud in 2014, tagged Musk in a tweet, informing him that he has the potential to drastically alter the political and cultural landscape by purchasing and controlling a central social media platform. Is it possible that Musk's decision to invest in Twitter was motivated by something more serious? Or was he simply trying to bring Twitter to heel because he is the world's richest person? Is that a Sun Tzu maneuver? With your wealth, wage war on the enemy. This all comes on the heels of Musk's ongoing struggle with the Securities and Exchange Commission, closely monitoring his Twitter statements for a perfect reason. They simply influence markets. The CEO of Tesla and SpaceX has a history of courting controversy and promoting his companies, Tesla and SpaceX, on Twitter while dismissing several SEC rules. But how bad is this in the eyes of the SEC? For some reason, the SEC charged Musk in September of 2018 with making false and misleading claims to investors after he declared through Twitter, of course, in August that year that he was considering taking Tesla private at $420 per share and had secured the funding. After that, shares of the electric vehicle manufacturer fluctuated for weeks, and the agreement Musk alluded to never happened. Musk and Tesla ultimately reached an agreement with the government, updated in 2019. The compromise agreed upon will allow the CEO to use Twitter without the danger of being held in contempt of court for breaking a previous court order. Musk is free to tweet as he pleases, except when discussing certain events or financial accomplishments. According to the deal filed in Manhattan Federal Court, Musk must obtain pre-approval from a securities lawyer in certain instances. This means he must get prior approval if his tweets contain any information about the company's financial condition or guidance, potential or proposed mergers, acquisitions, or joint ventures, information on production or sales or delivery numbers, actual, forecast, or projected, new or proposed business lines unrelated to then existing business lines currently include vehicles, transportation, and sustainable energy products. Projection, forecast, or estimate numbers concerning the company's business have not been published. Events involving the company's securities, including Musk's acquisition or disposition of shares, non-public legal or regulatory findings or decisions, any possibility necessitates filing a Form 8K, such as a change in control or a difference in the company's directors, any principal executive officer, president, chief financial officer, chief accounting officer, chief operating officer, or any person performing similar functions. However, the SEC ruled in June of 2020 that Musk had violated some aspects of the agreement, which required the CEO to have tweets pre-approved if they contained important business information about Tesla that was likely to affect the share price. Musk had tweeted that Tesla's stock price was too high, causing the stock to fall. The SEC subpoenaed Musk and Tesla earlier this year after he informally surveyed his tens of millions of Twitter followers, asking if he should sell 10% of his Tesla ownership. The vast majority of his supporters voted in favor. Musk began selling shares shortly after the November tweets regarding the stock sale. He stated on Twitter that the proceeds would be used to satisfy tax liabilities on stock options. Analysts estimate his tax liability to be between $10 billion and $15 billion. As we have already seen, Musk sold 10% of his stock following some sales in late December. He has already sold over 15 million shares for around $16.4 billion. His clashes with regulators are usually public and straightforward, with obscene comments thrown in. He had often indicated his anger with the SEC on Twitter, notably in October of 2018 when he referred to the agency as the Short Seller Enrichment Commission. In July of 2020, he wrote, SEC, a three-letter acronym. The middle word is Elon's. Since the financial filing, Musk hasn't stated anything publicly about his plans for Twitter administration or ownership. His only statement since revealing the stake was, "Oh, hi, LOL," which he posted on Twitter. So, is Musk planning to seize control of Twitter? The company's finances aren't perfect, and running social media businesses is difficult. A quick glance at the Truth Social experiment of former President Donald Trump shows that this is not accessible water to swim in. So does Musk want to appoint some specific individuals to the board of directors of Twitter? Maybe. That would allow him to influence the organization's affairs without having to spend a lot of time or a lot of money. Whichever way this ultimately plays out, Musk's Twitter investment has already appreciated significantly. On Monday, April the 4th, when his investment was reported in the regulatory filing, the shares increased by 26%. Naturally, he'll stay longer, and talking that Twitter could be acquired would raise his stakes even more. Musk is now a member of the Twitter board, and many Twitter investors were as excited as the rest of the world about Elon Musk's acquisition of the Twitter stock. Like everyone else, we were anxiously eager to see what would happen next. So recently, Elon officially joined the social network platform's board of directors. He is expected to remain on Twitter's board of directors until the company's 2024 annual shareholders meeting. According to the securities filing, he has pledged not to acquire an interest in the company more than 14.9% during that time. And so the question changes. What is to become of Twitter as the self-proclaimed free speech absolutist and outspoken critic of the company plays a pivotal role in pushing the social media platform into previously uncharted territory? What does this mean for his tumultuous relationships with the Securities and Exchange Commission? We will find out very soon. See you in the next videos.